Yo, how's it going, guys? Welcome to a brand new YouTube video. I hope you guys are all doing great. Today I'm bringing you a commentary with some Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries gameplay. Let me be the first to tell you, Resident Evil 5, man, it brings so much memories back. I remember playing this game back with my cousin when it barely came out, I think around 2009, but I was playing it 2010, maybe a year after. Man, this game brings back so much memories. It's literally has Resident Evil 4 gameplay mixed with new graphics. I don't know, I prefer this one over Resident Evil 6. I have Resident Evil 6 and I'm not a big fan of that game. I definitely do understand the criticism that was thrown this way. I feel like this game it deserves more justice, man. The game was really good. You know, the clunky controls definitely do need work, but man, was this a game. It was a really good game in my opinion. Maybe for the nostalgia or maybe for other reasons, but you know, I'm not a game reviewer, but I can definitely tell this is probably one of my favorite games of all time. That's a very controversial opinion. I'm not saying it's the best game ever, but nostalgia wise, yeah, it's a good game to me. You know, it's filled with a lot of content, and I'm bringing you guys some mercenary gameplay with Rebecca Chambers, one of the main protagonists from Resident Evil 0, one of the spin-off games for the Nintendo GameCube. Now, in today's video, guys, I want to go over one character that I believe that will be referenced or name dropped in, well, I've been making several videos on this unreleased, undetailed, and pretty much a leaked game. Now, it's called Resident Evil Outrage from what the leaks suggest. It could be name changed at any point, don't get me wrong, but from what the leaks have suggested, Resident Evil Outrage is set to be coming out next year, unfortunately. And man, this was one game that I was looking forward to this year, but unfortunately, you know, it didn't end up getting released, which really does suck. At least we got Resident Evil 8, which, I mean, I'm a big fan of the game, don't get me wrong, but I mean, in other aspects, I don't think it was really horror based. It was more action, and you know, people like to throw Resident Evil 5 out the window because it was strictly action based. I mean, you can tell by by Mercenaries mode, but I mean, people are being hypocrites because of that, and I think Resident Evil 5 deserves more love. I mean, it feels just like a carbon copy of Resident Evil 8. You know, I feel like elements of Resident Evil 5 are in Resident Evil 8, you know. Obviously the action, and I feel Mercenaries mode makes its return in that game, which is pretty interesting. Now, Mercenaries mode in that game was pretty bad. I didn't like it personally. But that's not what we're going to be talking about in today's video, guys. We're going to be talking about Billy Coen, one of the protagonists of Resident Evil 0. Now, at the end of Resident Evil 0, Rebecca Chambers, I'm not going to spoil too much, but here's a little spoiler warning. I'll give you guys 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rebecca Chambers basically takes his dog tags, making it seem like he's died. And, well, basically he's not dead. He pretty much goes on to live his life. Unfortunately, he is one of those characters in Resident Evil history where we don't know what really happened to him, and that's very unfortunate because, man, we don't really know what happened to a lot of Resident Evil characters from mainline and spin-off games, which, you know, spin-off games, yeah, I would understand why we don't want main character or one of the protagonists to come up. I mean, that's crazy. But Resident Evil 0 was different. I mean, it was a Nintendo GameCube exclusive at the time, so it was one of those spin-off games. But in Resident Evil Outrage, which is said to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive, you see the parallel there, but basically it's supposed to be an exclusive, and well, Rebecca Chambers is going to be one of the main protagonists. According to the leaks, we are set to be able to play with like a couple different playable characters, and I mean, that sounds cool and all, but returning back to Rebecca Chambers, she's supposed to be a biologist or some biotanist or something. She's basically supposed to be in the medical field, and I mean, we do see her return in one of the movies, and that is I want to consider that a spin-off, but she is one of the main characters in a Resident Evil movie. I can't really remember at the top of my head. I'm gonna be taking a bigger look at the Resident Evil movies that are considered canon, because there are some pretty good ones. You know, I really do want to check it out. I heard they're pretty good. But Billy Coen is one of the main characters in Resident Evil 0. Now, he hasn't really been name dropped or basically talked about or shown off in any Resident Evil games up to this point, which the year is 2021, we're about to head into 2022, and well, Resident Evil Outrage, which is yet to be revealed, could have Billy Coen, and I doubt that he would be a playable character, which would be pretty cool, but I would want him to just be name dropped or talked about, because I would love to see what he is doing in this day and age, and what, well, obviously according to, I don't know, I think the year that Resident Evil Outrage will take place is in between Resident Evil 7 and 8 from what the leaks have suggested also, or it could be between Resident Evil Revelations 3, or it was supposed to be Resident Evil Revelations 3, but Resident Evil Revelations 2 is supposed to be set around that time. Like I said, the leaks have fluxed and it has been talked about to the ground, but we would love to see what happened to Billy Coen, what his story unfolded as, you know, obviously leading to the events after the game. I would love to see him name dropped. I'm pretty sure, obviously, he would keep in contact somewhere, somehow with Rebecca Chambers. And, you know, I'd love to see where their story ends, because they were two great characters that shared a lot of chemistry. And honestly, Rebecca Chambers, what, it could be about in her 40s at this point, because I think she is 18 at the events of Resident Evil 0, and Billy Coen, I think is 26 or 25. He's early 20s, but love to see what happened to him, and, you know, see what ends up happening or mentioning. I would love to see that. I just thought it was nice to mention, and maybe Capcom could take this as some feedback. I don't know. I would just love to see more characters that were, you know, played as or had a big role in the Resident Evil lore, just talked about, or just shown some more love, because man, some of these characters are really, really good characters. For example, I was gonna say Billy Coen. One of the characters that I talked about here on the channel is Carlos from Resident Evil 3. Man, would it just be amazing just to see what these characters are doing in the Resident Evil franchise or universe at this day and age. I don't know, that would just be pretty cool to me. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much gonna have to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I just wanted to discuss something that I had thought about for a couple days. I expect new videos this week, and enjoy your day, guys. Hope you guys definitely did enjoy. Peace out, guys. Take care.